We're collecting stones and building pyramids. That's right, it's Imhotep from Cosmos. In Imhotep, 2 to 4 master builders compete to contribute stones for the many monuments of the ancient Egyptian empire. The builders will collect stones from their quarries, arrange shipments, and collect points for their contributions to various project sites around Egypt. At the end of 6 rounds of play, the builder with the most points wins the game. Setup begins with the 5 site boards. Place them in the center area on their A side in the following order: market, pyramids, temple, burial chamber, and obelisks. Set the scoring track nearby and place the 8 ship tokens above the board. Shuffle the 34 market cards and place them face down near the market board. Next, select 7 round cards based on the number of players in the game. Each of the 21 round cards have a number of player symbols on their back indicating the player count. Take the 7 cards of your player count and return the rest to the box. Shuffle the 7 round cards and randomly discard one back to the box without revealing it. Shuffle the remaining 6 round cards and place them near the ships to create the round deck. Each player now chooses a color of stone and takes the matching supply sled token. Place all the stones of the colors picked by players into one supply pile known as the stone quarry. Each player puts 1 stone on the 0 space of the scoring track. Finally, select a first player who takes 2 stones from the quarry and adds them to their supply sled token. Each subsequent player takes an additional stone. In a 4-player game, the second player takes 3 stones, the third takes 4, and the fourth takes 5. Because counting, you go up. Gameplay occurs over 6 rounds, each divided into turns. At the start of a round, reveal a round card from the round deck. Each round card has 4 ship token symbols, which are the number and size of ships used for the current round. Each ship has a number of spaces which can be filled with stones. Move the ships on the current round card to the left of the central boards. Then reveal and place 4 cards from the market deck onto the 4 open spaces on the market board. Now players take turns, beginning with the first player. On their turn, the active player carries out one of 4 possible actions: collect stones, place a stone, sail a ship, or play an action card. The first possible action, collect stones, allows the active player to take up to 3 stones of their color from the quarry and add them to their supply sled. Each supply sled only has enough space for 5 stones max, so any excess stone gathered during this action cannot be collected. Additionally, if a player has no more stones of their color in the quarry, they cannot take this action. The second action option, place a stone, allows the active player to take 1 stone from their supply sled and place it on an empty space aboard any ship which has not yet sailed to a site. The third action type, sail a ship, allows the active player to move a ship token from the left of the central boards to one of the 5 sites in the game. In order to take this action, the ship must be loaded with a minimum number of stones as indicated on the bow of the ship token with a number of stone symbols. This minimum varies depending on ship size. The active player then moves one of the unsailed ships to an open dock space on the side of a site. Each site has 1 dock space, so only 1 ship may travel there per round. Once the ship arrives at the site, the stones are then unloaded in order from the front to back onto spaces at the site. Each site has different rules and scoring methods. The market provides market cards, the pyramids award immediate points, etc. More details on the sites in a sec. The fourth action option, play an action card, allows the active player to use one of their blue market cards acquired from the market on a previous turn. They follow the instructions on the card, gain the benefit, and discard it to the discard pile. Turns continue with players taking actions one at a time until the round ends. A round is over when the 4th and final ship has sailed to a site. After scoring any end-of-round points from the temple site, players prepare for the next round. Return the ships above the boards. Discard any cards on the market and draw and place 4 new cards for the next round. Reveal the next round card and move the 4 ships to the left of the boards. Gameplay continues until the end of 6 rounds, after which final points are counted to determine a winner. Now let's take a look at the sites and how to generate points. The market site. Anytime a player delivers one of their stones here, they return the stone to the quarry and take one of the face-up market cards, placing it in their personal play area. Some cards, like red cards, resolve immediately and are then placed in the discard pile. Other cards, such as blue cards, require an action to play. Purple and green cards provide in-game points, increasing the benefits per card of that color acquired during the game. The pyramid. When delivering to this site, placed stones immediately score points for their owner based on the space on the pyramid. The pyramid is built 1 level at a time, beginning with the topmost space on the first column of the first level. Stones are placed to complete the column, then the next column can begin. Once the first level is complete, the second level can begin, and finally ends with a 4-point single stone placement on top. Subsequent stones delivered to the pyramid after it is complete each award 1 point. The temple awards points at the end of each round. When delivering to this site, the stones are placed on the leftmost space until the first level is complete. A level is 5 spaces in a 3 or 4 player game, but just 4 spaces in a 2-player game. Any future stones will be placed on the leftmost space of the next level up. There's no height limit to the temple. At the end of each round, players will earn points for each stone that is visible from above the temple. Stones that have been covered are no longer worth points. The burial chamber provides points in the end game. Stones delivered here are placed top to bottom in the leftmost column before proceeding to the next column. There's no limit to the amount of columns that can exist in the burial chamber, even extending off the board if needed. In the end game, points are earned for each grouping of stones. Stones are considered grouped if they are either single or adjacent orthogonally to other stones of their same color. Larger groupings of stones increase in point values. The obelisks are a competitive site, providing in-game points as well. When delivering here, players place their stones on the space matching their color. In the end game, depending on the player count, players who spent at least 1 stone on the obelisks gain points based on their contribution relative to other builders. In a 4-player game, for instance, the player who made the tallest obelisk receives 15 points. Second place gets 10, etc. Gameplay continues with players harvesting stones, sailing ships, and building monuments. After 6 rounds, players add their in-game points from the burial chamber, obelisks, green or purple cards, and 1 point per unused blue action card. The player with the most points wins. Once you've got a few games under your linen waistband, try the B side of the sites, which includes a more dynamic placement option for stones. Additionally, the Wrath of the Pharaoh variant penalizes a player 5 points if they fail to contribute to all 4 building sites by the end of the game. Don't mess with the Pharaoh, y'all. And that's the basics of Imhotep. Thanks for watching this video from Good Time Society. If you enjoyed it, give us a like and subscribe and share it with your friends. Join us here for great games and good times. See you soon.